We were just talking about our various Warhammer 40k sessions run by Brody. We have Brody on the podcast today.
Hi.
We're back at Rob's House Studios. And we finished one campaign essentially offhandedly, gives ghouls a god and the sector is safe, and they brutally ignored every goddamn plot hook that Brody gave them because, you think you're a lot smarter than the game. We were learning.
Yeah, and one thing, running Rogue Trader campaigns, you're probably going, if you're not doing like a set, like one of their pre-made adventures, which I have read some of them and just never did because I don't know, I'm just too stubborn like that. Even though they're great learning experiences, I recommend doing it. I just didn't, and I imagine most people just don't because they think they're better.
Yeah.
Your Rogue Trader campaign is probably not going to end in something nice and neat. You're probably just all going to get tired and just want to do something else. Rogue Trader campaigns are typically just going to peter out rather than end in something cool.
Yeah, they fizzle.
And that's
just like real life.
It's the galaxy. It goes forever. If you wanted to, you could play it literally forever.
Yeah, that's the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. Time is immaterial.
And you're like, it's Warhammer.
And there is no victory.
Yeah, you're not going to win. You're not going to make things better. You might still be alive.
Yeah, you could do an entire campaign where you bring freedom to all the realms, and yes, this entire galaxy is ushering in a beautiful new age of glorious peace. And then, unrelated to that, there was a space war and your sector was sucked into the warp. So everyone who was saved is in hell. Like real hell.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that event in a bit.
And with that, welcome back to Scryer's Room. I am your host, Famfare.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mario.
I'm Rob. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us.
I'm Brody.
Back once again.
So, continuing off, at the end of that Rogue Trader campaign, that one actually had a fairly climactic conclusion. And I forgot the last piece of that. Shunt had just saved the sector. We'll say he saved the whole damn galaxy, because Shunt is a real one.
I need a hero.
Then they teleport. They couldn't teleport back to Port Vivicasius because part of that bridge, the port became highly unstable and disappeared backwards in time with Von Holt and Granch to just do time travel stuff together.
Go fight dinosaurs.
Because I'm masturbating with Tony at this point.
Yeah, it's fun. We're circle jerking.
It goes back in time, and I have a little cut of Dios being like, "Time to build pyramids," or something like that, just like in the Pyramids book. Because he's been
doing it forever.
He's stuck in a time loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's won, actually, because he's happily in his time loop. There's nothing he'd rather be doing than building pyramids.
And so at that point, I decide I need to actually read Rogue Trader rules, and I've got all of the books, and I went one by one, reading each one, even some homebrews, and settled on, if I were to do a campaign again, I think I'd like to do something orc-related, because that orc supplement was so cool. It had so many cool things in it. All the different classes. There's a talent you can get where you have an inexhaustible supply of Gretchens that just... You kill them and you just get more next session. They just replenish.
Yeah.
And I had... I still haven't read or watched all of One Piece at that point, but
You'll never.
The song came up three separate times to me. That Funimation opening of
Gago!
Yeah, with Goldie Roger.
Unfortunately, that might be one of the last things I think about before I die.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking of the Orc Pirate. Technically, it had a different name, but I've said Goldie Choppa so many times, I don't remember what the original name of that
His name was the Gold Chopper.
So I thought, what if it's Orc Piece, Goldie Choppa, who left all his loot in one piece. All the orcs get word of this, and there is a galactic race to find it. And so everyone made orcs, and this was It is a campaign that I don't think would have worked online, and I keep wanting to go back to it, but it has to be in person. It doesn't have the same energy unless everybody is screaming.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not really orky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 key mechanics. One key mechanic, and this was the best one.
Size.
Was who gets to be the boss, and every player I made a little binder for with some rules reminders and their character sheets. I still have those binders. They're a memento, and if everyone chooses whatever skill they're doing, whoever just gets the highest degrees of success and can describe it, they're the boss. And frequently, Mecha won out like 3 times because he had hydraulic legs and would just be physically taller.
Yeah.
I remember the first
Damn
time.
him!
Because someone was just bigger than me, but the first time...
Not for long.
He cranked up your legs.
Because he was a unicycle orc.
Yeah.
And so I just quickly, I was just like, well, he just goes... And it, just extends up until he's taller than him, and then just looking down, and it's like, oh... And it's like, oh, well, okay,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
sir,
you're
I
bigger.
didn't want to reroll.
Like the Ed, Ed and Eddie where he builds the stilts.
Yeah.
Raises up.
Steve Irwin was canonically actually the physically largest being from the snake bites. But
Beast
I don't think he ever won the roles, so he was never the
It
boss.
wasn't until the climax.
It was
Where he showed that he absolutely should have been in charge of us.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
That campaign also kind of petered off. I'd imagine it's the orcs just lost interest in finding the orc piece.
As they do.
They wandered off to do something else.
Aren't you guys still looking for the orc piece? Then what?
Briefly, because there's one important piece that has to be covered there. They go off. They're given their quest and told about the orc piece by a fellow orc who's spreading the word, who turns out to be a Adeptus Mechanicus priest, just wearing like a paper bag that has an orc face on
Like
it.
a green, it cut out of a paper plate.
And all of them make
Strange looking.
like perception, discernment checks. All of them fail horribly, and this is where I appreciate like the group. Everyone knowing something's off actually literally forgot about this.
Yeah.
So it still came about as a surprise at the end when it was revealed.
Oh yeah, you're not even a fucking orc, are you?
All right.
It's fully accepted. This is why everyone was just in character. I think Daniel is also everyone was like drinking, so everyone was actually forgetting as we went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was orc piece, baby.
the first one starting out with Reeve Irwin, Mecha Onion Jack.
Yes.
The Serbian orc.
He just has an accent.
He was Squizgar.
I wanted to do the Squizgar voice at the time, and so I just said he has an accent.
Then Matt was in that as well as Glebe, the Gretchen who was like Kenny from South Park, dies every single time, and then there's a new Glebe or Glub or Glib.
Iglebo's going.
I think we made sure every session he died. And that first one is also when I first got a 3D printer, and I was like, I'm going to make a whole bar scene. And it was very fun to just have everything get smashed around. I didn't do that again, because that took like weeks of printing for like not that much.
Although you did make one thing that I still think about to this day as like, that was just a really cool thing to 3D print. The Death Star thing.
I still have it. It's in my Warhammer box. I should have brought it up.
It's so sick.
Because I kept changing it as the campaign went, when you guys would get new loot.
Yeah.
Which, I'll post it in the Discord, a picture of it. It is a Death Star with an orc jaw, an angry orc face, and when one of the clues was on a planet being overrun by Slanesh cults, it was a giant golden ass that I had then glued to the back of it, because they took it as loot. It's shiny, and they shoved at that point Glib, the second iteration, into the butt, and he got torn to shreds and died in the war. A horrible death.
It's because also it was like a weird sex cult, but we're all orcs, so we don't get it. So we don't understand why.
Get the butt. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a bunch of gold. Like, what's weird about taking this? You know. And then, it gets put back on the back.
Put it on the back of the planet.
The Orc Star.
Like the Orc Star's gonna go, but yeah.
And another aside, every time someone would win a boss roll, which would happen 2 or 3 times every session, I had a big marker. I'd cross out, I'd write boss.
I was going to bring that up if you didn't.
On someone's binder, and then cross it out when they stop being the boss and write it on the next person's binder.
So the binders would just have, like, scribbled all over of between who has been competing for bossdom. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was good.
There's also, going back, Daniel and Robert. I've forgotten their names. I have their sheets. I'll find it out eventually. But they were both speed freaks, I believe.
Yeah.
Daniel had a gyrocopter. Robert was motorcycle.
Which is sick. They're probably my favorite kind of orcs, now that I know about orcs, thanks to the episodes that we have previously done about orc lore, which you can find in our channel. Yeah, Mario did some orc lore stuff, and that's how I learned about it.
I think it was the second clue was the coordinates of in space and time to get to the specific point where an Imperial ship appears that's been time lost, teleporting in and out of the warp for however knows long. You guys arrive, but another orc ship gets there first, and they're sending orcs, just straight orcs into the side of it with no protection.
One of them will make it.
A few of them make it in, and you guys have to fight other orcs on this derelict Imperial haunted ship. I forget what the clue is, but you went through and eventually got to like the former captain's quarters and took some arcane device, which you didn't know what it did, but it was important. It's what the clue was, and it led you to the next clue. You got off, and when you left, the description was a pristine white ship, and you see the words before it, because you damaged the engine or the warp drive, and before it fell back into the warp, you see written across in Umi language, Manifest Destiny.
Sure, that doesn't mean nothing.
The color of the orcs, which you guys instinctively hated because they were not correct. They were orange orcs.
Disgusting.
Cameo.
And this vessel, because this chronologically does take place after the escapades of Davros Davenport, linking a time loop of orange orc of Gizgul sending his bioengineered orange orcs to just go raid ships. One of them happened to be the Manifest Destiny, which turns into fungal spores that become Gizgul.
Yeah, so he's a self-fulfilling paradox.
I really love that. I love that stuff the most. I love, like, we'll get to this one later, I'm sure, but like at one point our characters are like picking through like the Ozymandias ruins of all the stuff our old characters accomplished. The characters like the rogue traders that won, that kicked all the ass, like 200 years in the future, and it's just like I was a corpse in that bed. There's like some weird strong guys here. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
Well, the like going back in time, sequence really got me, obviously, because, you know, Gizgul. But yeah, as soon as he said, and they're orange, I was like, and yeah, so I was just like, yeah, that's like one of my favorite things Brody has ever, just like a little
you can tell
just
when
that little extra detail that he didn't have to do, but he just threw it in there.
Even in like the later campaigns we've been playing, this hasn't like been a very plot relevant thing to happen. Sometimes we come across orange orcs. They're out there. Gizgul is out there.
Yeah, Planet Gizgul's a problem.
Yeah.
for anyone that's not Gizgul.
Yeah,
He's just out there being a Cybertron.
in the time since then, he has actually just been Cybertroning, going to planets every now and then when it strikes his fancy to eat them.
Classics.
Take whatever good loot
Oh,
they
so
have.
Unicron.
Yeah. A Unicron part-time. Mainly Cybertron.
When he's bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he showed up in the latest campaign that I'm kind of putting on pause because you guys said Lancer a whole bunch of times, and now I have to... You say it 3 times, and now it's stuck
The
in my head.
Shinji sleep worked. The Shinji sleep worked.
Damn! You shouldn't have confirmed that.
And then Orc Piece, you guys went to a shrine world. That was a major shrine world in the Davros campaign. It was being invaded by Chaos forces. I think this was the last little arc before we petered out, but you guys did this fight sequence going through like a field with plasma turrets shooting at you. You get to where the pillbox of the Imperial Guard in there, who are not only fighting off against Chaos, now their surface to void defense batteries are being assaulted by random orcs just looking to take stuff. And to get inside is my favorite, most memorable sequence of this group. I think at this point, Glub, you pick him up and you push him into the small pillbox that you can only see out of, breaking all of his bones.
Just forcing him through a mail slot.
Borderline killing him. He can't do anything. All of his bones are broken in there. You immediately forget.
Go, Glub, do it now!
The next person's turn wasn't even paying attention. Didn't know Glib was in there. Sticks his flamethrower into the pillbox and just sets everyone on fire.
Yeah, orcs.
Quick, push him in! And then once you finish pushing him in, he just sticks the thing in there. Who was that, by the way?
I think specifically, there's two of you there. You're doing like, one was pushing, one was doing the help action, one was helping. And when it was the person who's helping's turn, they just stick the flamethrower in there before even asking what's going on. I think it was Daniel.
I held down the trigger for as long as you'll let me.
And just sets everyone on fire. Glib was pushed through the pillbox, set on fire, and promptly forgotten. I think even in that same session, we might have brought in another one named Glob. And then you go through. There's a Chaos Space Marine who sees you guys doing cool stuff and throws you like a guitar, like, yeah, great job. It's like a noise marine leading his war band. Then you get the next piece of the orc piece where you go to like a derelict asteroid field where there's a void kraken, do some ship combat to avoid the void kraken, get to a thing where I think it was the penultimate orc piece, puzzle piece.
I'm pretty sure that I got that guitar, and then...
Yeah. And then you proceeded to hit everyone except the enemy.
I have a fun fact about Onion Jack, which is that Onion Jack only ever dealt damage when it was to his allies. Ever. The entire campaign.
I seem to recall that being true.
Yeah, you would
That's
miss...
True. And then
or
yourself.
fumble.
Yep. And myself. I actually ended up a severed head.
Which,
A living severed head,
He crit
by the
on
way.
himself.
the rules in Rogue Trader would specifically punish numerous times if you failed your rolls with like a critical failure. You roll on a fumble table, and a bad roll on that fumble table doesn't just hurt you; it hurts everyone around you. And that happened to Kevin like 3 times.
Yeah.
One of them
put
might
down
have
that
killed a
guitar,
glebe.
It's like a magic chaos guitar.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not putting that shit down.
Yeah, you guys get there, and the turns out this Chaos Space Marine is also after the orc piece because I never explained it, but secretly it was like a time traveling device of immense power.
I mean, it can let you time travel.
Yeah, like it was a thing. Not necessarily. Well, yeah, some time travel, manipulate time. It's actually like a massive demonic archaeotech thing that Gold D Choppa like thought was shiny, and
he was right.
Then
myself.
I had crafted this guy because I had liked the Emperor's Children. I was going to initially run them when Tony was culting me into Warhammer.
Yeah,
Grooming him.
Yeah, when I was getting groomed. And then was talked out of it because they didn't have really anything, and I went Dark Eldar instead. But I crafted this guy, like reading their stuff, giving him cool noise things, and like the Mark of Slanesh to do like noise bursts from his mouth. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
He got and this is a common theme of any campaign I run, any evil villain I spend time crafting and loving will roll horribly. Then the players will crit all of their grapples, and they just grappled him and bullied him to death.
I didn't grapple him. I wrangled him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was wrangled to death, and that is also when I was like, yeah, I'll do my Squizguard voice. I was like, yes, hold him there, I'm going to hit a sweet lick on my guitars, and then I critically failed and blew off my entire body.
Yes. And you grafted his head, Onion Jack's head, onto the orc guide.
Yeah.
And that's when you guys finally realized, because he got, like, mortally wounded as well. And then you guys realized he wasn't an orc. And you guys remembered at the first, but everyone had subsequently forgotten.
Yeah.
You grafted his head there, and now it's like an orc head grafted onto a Skitari's body.
It's working, don't worry.
I forget your line, but you like looked over and just said, hello.
No, he looked. He was like, "So has you always been robots?"
Yeah, I remember distinctly because up until this point, Reeve Urquin had never really contested to be the boss.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not going to let this Chaos Marine walk all over me. I'm going to fucking roll to wrangle him, and I basically crit. And so I basically put him in a headlock, and I was like, who's the boss? Who's the boss, mate?
You tapped the Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah, he did.
The knobs of snakebites are specifically, like, significantly larger than other orcs. Them and goths. I think goths are still larger than snakebites, but snakebites are naturally just larger.
Big as hell, yeah.
Yeah, because of the jungle tribal orcs. That's the ferals,
And he
savages.
just genuinely just held him until he tapped.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Got his ass.
That's how it goes with your villains, and I'm sorry.
That's because
Brody.
he held him down, and then the rest of us were just like chopping at him and then fucking beating him up with sticks or whatever.
And then after that, I was just like, I can't drive up here this often anymore. So I stopped doing that because online it was just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to scream, because that was the best part of just when they're pushing Glib into that pillbox. Every single person was screaming and chanting, "Push, push, 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 push!"
push. His bones shattering.
Glib, Matt's character, Matt, yeah, he was doing it as well. He was so excited to be part of it.
Because that's how he would play them. Would just be like, "We're gonna do this thing." He's like, "Okay, boss, yeah, boss." And like, and then he would just go along with it, and he'd die. And he's like, "Ah."
Just be right back. It's not even an inconvenience for him.
What a good time.
We talked after that a bit about Orc Line.
Oh yeah, there's another one I still want to run at some point if I were to do another old orc campaign.
Yeah.
Feel free to steal this if you want to do orc. Take the plot of Redline and just make those space fairies orcs.
Yeah.
Or space lesbian faction. Just make them orcs and it will be fantastic. My idea of it was the orcs show up, they're broadcasting to the universe, just the speed freaks every so often are like, let's do a race. No space travel, no flying, has to kind of be on the ground, but we're also dropping you from space. And it was going to be like a three-part mini...
3 legs
game.
in the race where you each different planets.
No, all on one planet, but it'd be like a couple themes.
Yeah.
So you drop from space basically like Redline.
Yeah.
Exactly like Redline, actually.
Did you see that movie? It was so cool.
It was so cool.
It is so cool.
I love the idea that instead of Robo World, it's just an Imperial planet. And they're just like,
That's basically the same.
we're not gonna let you fucking orcs go do Redline on our
That's
planet.
basically the same.
My
It's
idea
the same plot.
is that it is a Tau-controlled planet.
Oh, that's even funnier.
So they show up and the Tau have no idea what's going on.
The hell are they doing?
What is happening? And now orcs are falling from the sky, but not just orcs. I was gonna set it up where
Drukari's there. He's hanging out.
there's a Drukari, Tantalus, and
Yes.
an Archon. There is Corsairs. There's
You're
a rogue trader in his private jet who shows up and is like,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
I'm
let
ready
these
to do this.
I'm not gonna let these guys run up
Tier
me.
2 unseen species of Tyranid that has wheels, that has organic wheels and rolls around.
The ghost of Goldie Choppa shows up. Steve Urquin was going to be there with his rocket squig chariot.
Yes.
It's me, Zen Prometheum.
Just make whatever. Read like the original lore in the first like Rogue Trader rules book. That's like the Warhammer 40k first edition. Read those and come up with wild stuff to put in this race.
It's easy.
It's
There's a thing that I do when I get on one and start talking about story stuff, especially when I'm talking to Rob, which is that there are certain things that are perfect, like absolutely perfect story like premises and one of them is the wacky races. The wacky races, you can't fuck it up. Try to fuck it up.
No, Wacky Races is one of the perfect story structures.
Yeah.
Have you seen It's a Mad, 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 Mad World? Incredible movie. Rat Race, incredible movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't fuck it up.
Steel Ball Run, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the best one because it's just the wacky races.
The original
Cannonball Run?
The original Death Race 2000.
Yeah, of course. That's a wacky race.
Featuring Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. My dad made me watch that in 2000. I was a child.
It's a nonsensical fever
Bananigans.
dream. But they do wacky races though.
So, important part of this campaign, you have to introduce these guys because they're supposed to also serve as foreshadowing for what's going to happen, like wacky races.
Yeah.
And then you have like a couple different Chaos Cultist entries. You can do one of each theme, or just like add in Red Corsairs and some others, just whatever you feel like. But the important part, after the initial planetfall part, where the Tau forces realize, oh, this is like an invasion, and they start shooting people out of the sky, and you see people blowing up.
Is that Farstrider out there?
Farsight's he's in the race.
Yeah.
He's like, the Chaos Cultists, after you make planetfall, actually fuck off from the race. You don't know where they go, and that's supposed to be like what's...
Looks like they're already out of the race, boys.
Pay attention. You get to the planet, and the first leg of it is like going through like a populated Tau city, running people over, and the premise of keeping everyone like somewhat fair is all of your ships have to be rigged with explosives, and there is a literal line shot through the planet by some, like, the head runner of the Speed Freaks. And if you veer too far away, your ship explodes.
Yeah.
The Chaos Cultists cheat and get rid of their explosives while no one was watching.
Bastards.
And then go off to do something else as a foreshadow. And then partway through the race, it turns out this Tau world is also actually under attack by Imperial forces. So the first part is going through the city. Next part is you're zooming through a war zone of Tau and Imperium fighting to the death over really not even good land, or not even at that good of a planet, but they're giving it their all. Mounds of bodies, tank shots, and plasma fire, ion cannons,
untold atrocities and histories being written and rewritten.
Each of these sections in the city, you should have two of the racers of your choice attempt to like board the vehicle of the players, and you have them do some in-person combat and a couple vehicle rolls. Each one should have like some kind of thing, whether it's a repair, the pilot, backup pilot. Maybe it's your guys to board other people to beat them up and take them out of the race.
This is the guy who flaps his arms to make us go higher and lower. He's a vital part of the instrument.
Yeah. Then this, and after the war zone is when things should start looking weird. This is where the Chaos Cultists come in. They went off to do chaos rituals, and open up a warp rift to start tearing the planet apart. So at the end of the war zone, you have like the ground shattering, the skies like crackling with blood, and then you reach like a mountain zone where it starts breaking apart, and horrors from the warp are coming through, but the line's still there. You got to keep going. You're gonna win. That's when it just starts.
Some good stuff.
It starts not making sense. You're getting bored.
Good race this year. Good race.
You're getting boarded by demons, and at this point there should only be like a few. Whoever you set up as being like the
rivals.
Yeah, the like that you had in like the initial setup. Be like whoever's your preference. Be like, yeah, favorite to win. The most dickish to the players.
Yeah.
You have them at the end here. Your self-insert guys, and yeah, the players have to fight them, and maybe they lose. Ideally, they're smart enough to win, or just roll real good and win.
It's a race; you never know.
And then you get to the finish line, and now they're just in the warp because the planet has been swallowed up by this chaos ritual. There's demons; everyone's dead, but you won the race. You got the trophy, which would just be like just a bunch of scrap metal welded together, but it says you win.
My pitch for the end of that is that whoever is your like navigator guy says, "Hey, let me see that," and they just like smash it into the console, and then there's more of the line to follow, and then we ride off into the end credits.
No, this thing just ends when you see the trophy, and everyone cheers and they're happy. You know, you're in the warp. Who cares?
Who gives a shit? We won, baby.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Good
another one
race
that I
this
think
year.
would be like an amazing orc campaign and more concise. And I would watch Redline like 7 times in preparation.
The good news about telling me all of this is that I won't remember if we ever play this. I have a terrible memory. It's just in one ear, out the other. I love the sound.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Kevin.
Yeah. You would really like my friend Brody. You have a lot of similar ideas.
Yeah, that was the tangent of.
Yes.
Please, somebody run that somewhere. Do a Wacky Races orc thing with the Rogue Trader rules. It has the room for it. If you learn it, the vehicle combat is okay. Like not the space void combat, but like their actual vehicles are fine. You can do it. Put a combat platform. But after that orc piece, I learned the Rogue Trader rules more. It took me like 3 or 4 read-throughs, and we did the new Rogue Trader, which last time we talked about this, Robert had brought up, because everything was so cautious, they wanted someone wacky, and they appointed Matt to be the Rogue Trader.
Yes.
We knew Matt knew the least about 40k of all of us, and we knew Matt would not do any reading or anything.
He wouldn't be doing us any favors.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be like taking the slow boat.
I would just knows the least about the game, or the setting or whatever the game, and is going to be the most confident about making decisions anyway.
Yep.
He didn't know where he was, and he didn't care.
Yep.
And wasn't this the first time you played with Ewan?
Yeah.
I think.
Yes. This was the first Ewan game.
Yeah.
Because he started joining in online, and we were talking about stuff, and Matt brought him in, and so the cast of this. So this was when we first made the proper Rogue Trader crew. A lot of players. We had Lord Captain Ashi Squashy of the magnificent Squashy dynasty,
Which is like Matt in like red and gold armor, and also he has like a rising sun bandana on his forehead.
I love it.
Like he's
so
the Karate Kid.
Yeah, like he's
it
the
was
Karate
literally
Kid.
the picture of the Karate Kid guy on the front artwork of Rogue Trader, like the Rogue Trader of Rogue Trader with Karate Kid face doing the bandana.
Yeah.
And we're still using that image.
Of course.
Then his dutiful seneschal Molestrios.
Yeah.
Robert.
He was way more chill than you were expecting.
Yeah.
What was Molestrios like?
I don't know. I just wanted to keep playing the same character basically. So Molestrios was profit motivated. Molestrios, he kept Matt's stuff going. I didn't want the campaign to go totally out of hand, so I needed to be the seneschal. Also, really wanted to play that class.
His artwork was Grima Wormtongue, but with like the
With the red
bionic
eye
monocle.
thing, yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And he was like an especially clammy
I'm like
picture of him.
like a Grand Vizier. Like, yes, my lord, we have to grind the orphans into the bone powder again this week.
Fuck.
The echoes of this character are still touching us to this day, 10 years later.
It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. Your organization runs on guys like that, and also orphan bone ground meal.
It's an important load-bearing resource.
Yeah.
And then another important character after that is Ewan's Collis Ursus, the gunslinging card playing, like Wild West gambling tech priest. Everybody who's run a tech priest
That's
has not
the
wanted
crude
to make
MS
a tech
Paint run where
priest.
his dick is out. That's Collis Ursus?
Yeah.
He ended the campaign with multiple. He had Ashi Squashy's dick just grafted on him because they both thought it was funny. So he was Collis Two Dicks Ursus by the end of it.
Goodness. I don't think I played this. How many dicks did he end up with?
2.
Just 2?
Just 2. Well, maybe 3.
I remember like our MS Paint drawing of him in the red robes, and he's holding them. I remember that distinctly.
Yeah.
Rob is doing an act out holding them like he's a fighter pilot. Holding the controls of the
So
jet.
if you had 2 dicks, how would you hold them?
Yeah, he had because
Top and
you
bottom.
guys went to you guys had to work for Dark Eldar for a while, and he got training from a homunculus who also thought it was hilarious.
He got the joke immediately.
He wanted to make his dick detachable, but he never mentioned making it retachable.
That's what it was? That's great!
Yeah.
We could do that. Detachable?
Then-
We love that.
Our another friend from high school, James, was playing Janklord, the ace pilot, who also Janklord, Kalas, Ursus, and Ashi were just the chaotic factor of the whole crew. And it was because of Janklord and Ashi Squashi overriding everyone else's command because they control the ship, and Janklord, specifically the pilot, is why everything went bad.
They had a supermajority. There was nothing we could do.
We'll explain. I think it's been mentioned, but I'll give my perspective on this and my horror as I'm trying to talk them out of it. Then there was a 6'3" black man with dreads as the navigator named Brother Yakub.
Which character? Or
Who
played that character? Yeah,
I seem to recall the picture for that was like...
It's on the tip of my tongue.
You took a picture of his face and made it weird shaped because he was a navigator guy, and you put a big, just copied one of his eyes onto his forehead as a big third eye.
His was, that was a recent image. His was originally, I'll look it up. It was,
It wasn't him with his own eye in the middle of his forehead?
that's the one I made
That's a new
recent.
one, yeah.
Okay.
I have it as a thing. It is...
It was like a Hotep guy, but he had the big third eye.
I had put the face on a thing and then gave him a head, like a do-rag with a... Because this is how he described it.
This isn't Brody's artistic choices.
Josh
and the
insisted it was
eyeball
like
blowing
this.
out from underneath it.
Yeah, God bless. God
Now
bless. Josh.
To
it's
his
just
exact specifications.
now it's just a picture of Josh Ash with a giant third eyeball with the people being Texas.
That's right. That's what it is. There we go. And he has the funny hat.
Yeah, and I drew the funny hat because it was neat. But that's for a recent thing because I had made that for some other joke in a different group. Then there was Michael, Michael is my friend from where I live who joined this group at this point because he had moved. And like I said, I hate losing friends. It makes me cry. So I had become good friends with Michael, bonding over playing Warhammer. I'm like, yeah, just join this group of degenerates and weirdos that I already know, and he fit in just fine.
We love Michael.
We're a pretty accepting group.
His army was Tau. His army of choice was Tau, so he wanted to play Vesa, because I guess he didn't understand that Gwei Vesa was borderline derogatory, and he was like, yeah, my name's Vesa. That got
That's his name, isn't it?
got stranded from his Tau fleet during, I think, one of the cursed expeditions.
Gwei Vesa means human helper. Gwei La is pejorative.
It's still kind of pejorative to refer to people as the help.
It's condescending. Or patronizing, rather.
His name is Jim. His parents named him that.
Yeah,
It's the man's first
It's
name.
the man's first name.
You would deny him that? He's free.
Fuck.
This is America, I'll have
But
you
he
know.
wound up in the employ of the Squashy Dynasty, and Ashi was like, yeah, you can be my arch-militant, why not? Then there was, for just a brief time, Daniel's character, Old Man. He had a different name, and I think I strong-armed and just calling him Old Man because I thought it was funnier. I feel bad about that, but I sometimes do that. Just getting hyped up on something and forgetting about other people. We have 20 players in all these campaigns. I tend to forget.
He does not like leaving friends behind.
Yes.
And it's just good. Okay, the campaign's got 12 people in it. Can 4 guys make it? We're playing today.
And
it works out.
Tony's Nun 2.
Yes.
It was
Yanis the Swift.
yen.
Because I hadn't used that name yet, and I really liked the name. And it was basically just Nira, but instead of being entire like stupid and enraged, he was like just very fanatical.
And then this second Tony character, but as we go, this is a major mistake. Do not make the mistake I did, and don't go crazy with tables. Rogue Trader has an entire chapter dedicated to just the Navigator, who is arguably the most important character in your crew. Your Rogue Trader can die. He will have kids somewhere. They'll take the warrant. If the Navigator dies, you might not have a second Navigator. And then you're done. Campaign's over.
That ship is a crypt now.
But it has a singular warp travel encounters table. And I was like, no, I want to warp travel a lot. I know better. And I have a 7-page document in Google Drive that I was going off of every time you guys would travel that was still technically just as complex as far as how many initial rolls you need to do.
But they were your
because
rolls.
you need to orient with the Astronomicon with an awareness check. This part is, I believe, part of the rules. Oh no, you first determine the duration of passage, then, which is how far you're going, how well connected, how stable the routes are.
Filing your flight
The Navigator makes an awareness check, and now you keep track of the degrees of success or degrees of failure for that for later. Then the Navigator makes a navigation warp check, and determines if he notices any anomalies or anything along the way, and you steer through. Then finally, another check to steer through the warp, and then you can roll on warp encounters. And all this is to determine the duration. But with all this setup with it, there's 1d100 with 10 results, warp travel encounters. That doesn't actually extrapolate what you should do for these. To read some of them, Plague of Madness. General madness infects the crew, and without swift action, Bedlam can ensure. It will target the weakest of will first, but can spread by contact. Nothing else. Go off that. So I was, how does that work?
Is that a roll? Is that a session?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I made a whole thing to describe what happens, and that's when you guys had the one little mini game of madness following through, and I forget how I did it, but I would DM people what's going on until I think it was Janklord was the only one who didn't go mad, and it was fine. There's demonic incursion, a ghost ship of you just see a ghost ship with valuable cargo in the warp. Nothing, they don't say anything else.
It's probably crooked real estate developers.
Shoals and reefs. Jellerfield fluctuation. Finally, Olswell. But, these things, I don't extrapolate what you should do with it.
Is that supposed to be a session? Do I roll for this?
Shoals is funny. We ran aground in a warp shoal.
Wait, the Gellerfield flickering is basically the same as freaking a demonic incursion. What?
Sometimes. It can lead to that, but not. It could also just kill everyone on board, and they turn into mutants.
And now
depending on the part
over.
of the warp you're in and what's going on, you never know. If you're in a warp, get caught in a warp storm and the Jellerfield flickers, you're in much more trouble than if you're in a generally stable warp route and it flickers.
Everyone came out of the other end left-handed when the Gellerfield flickered.
Well, neither of them are very helpful in their descriptions, but it just seems redundant,
Yeah, I mean, you can have a warp incursion happen even if the Jellerfield doesn't have a flicker or fluctuation, just because it's the warp and you can never be sure. They don't know how Jellerfields work, and there's numerous descriptions. I think the most common is that it's a psyker kept in a sleeping stasis to create the bubble of reality, which doesn't sound very reliable to work 100% of the time exactly the same.
No. So, how many of these did that ended up going?
Okay. Some of them I was just tired and I was like, this one sounds cool, I'm just picking this one by the end of it. Josh spec'd his character well enough that you guys traveled a few dozen times. Most of the encounters were fine. But we had one point you guys appeared outside of a demonic world getting a message, and Ashi Squashy, I was surprised, decided, let's not visit the demon world. But it was set up, if you did, you could have increased your profit factor by opening up a trade route with the demon world.
Molestros is furious about this.
Oh, dude.
There would be other consequences, but you stood to gain money.
How many? Like, I don't know how many years it was between that campaign and this one, but at this point, obviously, Davros' clones that he kept for perfectly standard reasons are now like they're now like a force in this region of space. They're like a whole planet that got I think the Agri planet was all them. Was that right?
It was moved to the Maiden World.
Oh, right, yeah, they all are all in the Maiden World, and they're one of the major political bodies in the area now. Is all the clones of
all the Billies.
So
all the Billies.
It never came up because I messed up the campaign bad, trying so hard to adhere to my tables, and didn't understand warp travel well enough, and just let the players go, yeah, you're just gonna go to Ultramar real quick, and then go to the realm of the Plague People, and that was too much traveling. Hundreds of years had passed by the time they got back to the Davrin sector at this point.
The Daveport.
And I messed that up horribly. If you're doing Rogue Trader, keep it in one sector. Read the rules and don't think you know better.
Space is big. It takes a long time to cross it.
Even using the warp, it's supposed to take a while.
Yeah. Technically, the only reason that the previous campaign's timeline even worked out is time travel.
Yeah. That one, it never came up. It was the Billy planet, because it was a ancient Dark Age technology Davros found at some point for one of a plan he had. I still haven't disclosed. There's a thing to be revealed eventually. He got that and attuned it to that Maiden World's world soul. And so when he's making all these clones, typically clones kind of have like messed up souls within the warp and don't work right and typically die quick. But these were siphoning Eldari world soul stuff to make perfect porn stars every time. That's why these clones worked out.
If they're not in soul, it's just not hot.
A mastercraft Billy Harrington.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was... I described it as just like a functional modern-day society, but everybody's Billy Harrington.
Truly, it was as a paradise. It was God's country.
So, the campaign did start off very well, going planet to planet, increasing profit factor.
Ignoring.
Not ignoring, but like... It would lead to hijinks, but it would work out because at this point, I was and everyone else was more confident with the rule system. We were learning at this point. Even Matt was had it down pretty good. Ewan had jumped into it fully and actually had a very well-made character and knew the rules good. And then there was one twist: the ghost of because Ashi Squashy inherited his warrant of trade when Bashi Squashy, his uncle, had died. And Bashi Squashy reclaimed the title, the deed to this sector after the mysterious purge of Davros Davrinport and everything about him from Imperial records. For whatever reason, something happened and he was purged.
How strange.
I'm curious.
So Bashi Squashy, as Ghost, visited Ashi Squashy, told him of a treasure that was way too far away. The players picked up some Death Watch Marines, dropped them off at their fortress.
I have to interrupt real quick.
Yes.
So, I was telling Kevin about this campaign.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to him that Bashi Squashy visited Ashi Squashy and was basically giving him an edict. And Kevin came up with the joke of, I don't take orders from ghosts, and flicks the cigarette at the ghost, and the ghost bursts into flames. And that produced the character Anarchy Johnson.
Yes, that was the inciting incident, and now he's completely different.
Yeah.
And you guys went through all the travel, got to the demon world, and then realized maybe Ashi Squashy's ghost grandpa that only visits him when there's something that goes wrong during warp travel isn't the most reliable, and then just went home.
We decided not to do it instead, yeah.
Yeah, and then when you got back, it had been hundreds of years since, and it was... all of the plot lines I had then at that point have resolved because I was trying very hard to keep player agency, keep consequences.
Yeah. It's been hundreds of years. Do you think everyone was waiting on you?
Yeah, those ended, and some other ones that came up as a consequence. I've forgotten them, and they don't matter that much. But the players made some alliance with some Tau, and because Vesa had ties with the Tau Empire that had a scouting force out there and trying to set up trade and do their propaganda stuff. That was after this part, because after you guys arrived shortly, you then did another jump in the warp, and it went terrible. Because that's when I was at the point of like, okay, next time there's an encounter, I'm doing this one because I had an idea for it. Next time they're in the warp, something goes wrong, I'm just going to say it's the ghost ship, but it's not a ghost ship. It's this little encounter I thought was cool. Is you see a mirror of your ship.
Oh,
in the warp,
this.
a blip comes up. As you creep closer, you
On
see
the scans,
what
you
is
can
off.
see
It is an exact copy of Pish, which is the name of
the
the
name
ship.
of our ship. Yeah.
However, you see slight pulsating. It looks wrong. The hull is made of flesh, supported by bone. And then Yankala, James, and Matt see this and both agree it's an illusion.
That's not real.
It's not real.
No way.
Full speed ahead.
And I specifically was gone from this session, therefore could not be the voice of reason.
Everybody else said, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Molestrio's begging. I think Robert was actually begging. Don't do that.
Ram it.
Turn the
That's
ship.
awesome.
I don't know how else to say
Collis
this.
Ursus
Don't do that.
Collis Ursus also come on, guys, don't do that. And they're just like,
Full speed ahead.
it's an illusion. It's not real. If we try to do anything, because I also would show anytime you move, it would mirror the action, making it just as simple like you can move to the right and you'll see it pass by. This flesh ship hauntingly, and then you never see it again. I just wanted to put in that description because it sounded haunting and scary. And if you slow down too much, tendrils come out, and now you're doing like a
ship combat.
Yeah, it's just a battle in the warp with flesh monsters.
Instead of all
no.
that,
they go full speed ahead.
So does the meat
Ram,
ship.
because it's mirroring their actions. It speeds up. They speed up. They move to the left, it mirrors it, and they're like, no, straight on. And both
Correct course, nose to nose.
Both prows ram into each other. I roll on the ship damage tables, and this is where I was like, okay, I'm not fine with I'm getting tired. I'm fine with this campaign ending. I messed it up already. It'll be done here. But two specific things were still functioning. Life support and the Jeller field. Everything else is functionally destroyed.
Mashing through the ship made of meat. I mean, think about it. Even no matter how like relatively harder your metal ship is, that's a lot of meat.
Yeah, that ship was obliterated. By
Yeah,
this.
We won.
Yeah.
In the game of
Basically
chicken,
dead
we
in the
won.
water.
And I was still trying to be like, okay, they're stranded in the warp. I'm fine with describing them slowly starving to death, going mad, killing each other. That's the end. They're at the end. The Ashi Squashy dynasty is defeated. Ewan, no, I'm the best tech priest ever. Let me make some rolls. He made some rolls. He succeeded in band-aiding the ship just enough with bits of flesh left over, some servitors, some engine parts, to get it moving, and some navigational power still online. And they're gonna keep going to get to the end where it's safe to leave wherever. It doesn't matter. We're leaving hell to doesn't matter where. And it worked. I was at this point actively trying to kill the party because I was kind of done with how this was going, but still intrigued.
You literally gave them, like, there are rocks ahead that are going to fall. Do you walk into the rocks? And they were like, we dance into the rocks!
And I kept rolling because I expanded the warp encounter tables. One of them, when hitting the shoals, and at this point I was rolling warp encounter tables
Aggressively.
like
Antagonistically.
yes, like 10 times, ever like constantly. Most of them were all as well, and I was actually getting a little mad about it. Like, come on, I want this to end.
Squashy protects!
One of them on, I think it's the table I made for shoals and reefs. When you get that to happen, one of them is a collapsed part of the webway that has interfered with a reef of unreality. Like, it's scraping against it, so now there's a tear in the webway, damaging part of it. Your derelict warp dinghy, where at this point also most of the crew's dead.
Yeah.
You have life support systems, but people are starving to death. The few left are like,
there's a famine on the lower decks.
yeah, are eating people, recycling people to eat them, because the other
We were already doing that.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. We were running out.
Kind of. You recycle the corpses. Typically, don't actually stab them and eat them.
Yeah, we were starting to run on a cannibalistic deficit.
Yeah.
It should be self-sustaining.
I believe corpse starch is specifically not made of already living, useful people.
Yeah.
It's made of those who like died, and throw them in with like all the other rubbish to condense down into pure carbohydrates.
We were more participating on the ship as a meats back.
Who's drawing the short straw today?
Yeah.
Yeah, collides there, and I was, because I have in here, -30 navigation test to even go in through, or I think it was a pilot test, -30 pilot test to avoid just stranding your ship upon the shoal, and you fall into the webway instead. Janklord makes it.
Of course.
Didn't deserve to, but he makes it. And the players are in the webway. At that point, I was like, okay, we can make something of this still. And I think when I was planning, I rolled some dice on my own. As I often do that when planning, trying to decide what to do. Do they get saved by Corsairs? Harlequins show up and Deus Machina them for rescue. And I rolled. It was bad. It was a high roll. And I was like, okay, a bad thing should happen. And I looked to my right, and I was painting some of my Dark Eldar. I think they go to the Dark City, and this happens. There's even a module in the Rogue Trader thing for being in the Dark City. In the video game, you fall into the dark. It happens all the time. Rogue
Not
Traders
a good place
are
to find yourself.
Rogue Traders are going in and out of the Dark City all the time.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
Kimura kind of sucks.
High downside, high upside.
Kimura also specifically has mercenary ports where just mercenaries of all types and sizes, Xenos and humans show up just to get contract work.
Pretty much any good or bad thing you could think could happen to you can.
Drukhari love hiring not
city.
Drukhari because Drukhari will betray you. Not Drukhari maybe will betray you.
Yeah. Some of them are so stupid they'll actually do the jobs.
Yes, they think they're actually getting paid. Perfect.
So they end up in
Kimura, or Kamarog. Kamarog falls off the tongue better, but Kimura actually I think follows the correct how that is spelled and how it should be pronounced.
They find this city that they only briefly let you see in Hellraiser.
Technically a sub-realm of Kimura that specifically Cabal of the Twisted Horn, that's my Cabal, and who's back, Balathalazar, the Archon, who wasn't dead. They had a piece of his flesh and regenerated him, because they get to do that. They just keep stashes of their flesh, and Homunculus will just resurrect them if they die. through like crystal sarcophagus of torture because edgy. It's rad. I love them because they're just the most over the top evil.
Some of the a lot of the homunculi stuff is just like, how do they do that?
Esoteric
they're
technology beyond your comprehension.
They're just really old and they're that good.
Despite the fact that part of like the technology requires that you like bring the sarcophagus to like the foot of a mountain, and then from the top of that mountain to hit the activation runes, you have to throw slaves to like die and fall.
They make an insect-like beehive of crystal sarcophagi embedded in the ceiling, put someone on a table and torture them, and the bits of flesh in there slowly regenerate from the mark of Slanesh, like reinvigorating the flesh to cause it to grow.
I think that happened in Little Nicky. This is an Adam Sandler film.
I haven't watched many Adam Sandlers.
You don't have to.
Okay.
But it's like the torture feeds them like spiritually because their souls have atrophied. And so part of the whole like
That's
revive
what the BDSM
process
stuff's all about.
is like they're feeding your soul so they can grow you back from a gross little like flesh sack.
Technically, every Eldar soul is now marked by Slanesh and is constantly being siphoned away. And you have two options: stop doing drugs and
Fuck that.
don't masturbate.
Fuck that.
And actually do something with your life.
Fuck that.
Or
and
have way more sex, kill and torture people a lot. That way, the mouth gets fed so much, and you get a bit of that too, and it makes you younger, stronger. It's not so bad. So it's either you double down or stop.
Well, I'm not going to stop.
And the Dark Eldar specifically, the hunger grows. The older you are, the more you have to. There's descriptions of homunculi that are so old they need to keep a Chronos parasite engine next to them that has like thousands of tortured people's torture energy inside of it.
It can produce
like
20 Zeta Guantanamos per
that's
hour.
Like basically just they keep like they're just constantly drinking the torture, and they ever stop, they'll just dissolve into dust. They're too old. They've had too much cocaine. They need. They need more than mortals can comprehend.
They make like people into living furniture, that sort of shit, so they can be in like perpetual agony.
Because you sit
it's a living.
Because if you us normal humans, we sit on a chair after a long day and we're like, nice. So my feet are feeling rested. Drakari, that doesn't give them rest. They have to sit, but if they sit on a chair that's also feeling pain when you do so, like, that's the nice relaxation there.
What do you think about, imagine there's a massive but very convincing Mr. Magoo-style cowardly human captured by the Drakari who's like, wait, no, I'll just do like a human... Like, he just does like a bridge, and he holds it like for a really long time so that he can be sat upon. If he could do it long enough, do you think he could like live out like a couple of years just...
They would let him do it probably for
as long as he probably could, right? Until he breaks, and then they need to turn him into a couch with, like, carpentry.
Yeah, like I said, Drakari are actually some of the most... Like, they'll work with other races. They do it all the time. They worked for the Golden Throne, even.
They're crazy pragmatic.
Yeah, and if something is funny, they're going to keep it. That's cool. They can... You can get human slaves anytime. A human slave that does something kind of interesting... That's rare. Typically, they just scream and cry.
One of my favorite little bits is from a short story about when the orcs have invaded Camorra, and it's the dock of the boss, and then he's just going through like a homunculus lab, and he opens cause he's just looking around. And he opens like a big like stone vat. And then there's just a Drakari in there, like bound, being kept alive in acid. And so he's like, and he's like, all right, we're just gonna close that back up. He just moves on.
Gross.
Yeah, he was like, I don't get it, and then just closes it. Yeah.
They're into weird shit around here.
Anyways, the players show up. They fall in the Dark City. Going back on this, immediately. The fleet of Dark Eldar ships go to this ship and like, this is mine. Yeah. Take everyone alive. Baila Thalisar shows up Like, you belong to me now.
None of you are in any position.
We're
to
just
fight
about to have our arena fights. This is perfect. And you guys fight in the arena, and it's going great. Until eventually someone makes the bargain of like, hey, we fought so... I forgot who it was. It was either I think Tony suggested it, but then it was either Molestrios brought it up. It wasn't... I don't believe it was Ashi, because it was someone pragmatic. It's like, hey, we're doing pretty good. Why don't you use us as pets and we'll work for you? And the Archon was like, yeah, okay. And then, Tony, what did you do?
Like, specifically, Yanis, like, why are we talking to the Space Elves? Why aren't we shooting all the Space Elves? You're all a bunch of filthy fucking heretics. I'm not going to work with you anymore. And so I chose to die standing in the arena, and I think I got my head cut off.
So, you were actually doing, I think, the most work in all of these arenas. Shooting down witch elves, shooting down beasts.
So being in power armor with bolt pistols is OP as shit. It was OP as shit the entire time. It was fucking wild.
And they let you guys keep your weapons because that presents more of a challenge. It was very cool, is what the Archon thought. And he wanted some of his rivals in the witch cult to be shot down. The typical Dark Eldar stuff.
Yeah.
Give you guys weapons.
Everything's part of the scheme.
Yeah. But yeah, you said you refuse. He came down and was like, all right, let's fight. You shot him numerous times, but he has his shadow field. Which
yeah, dude, shadow field.
I put it in as like, yeah, if you
why wouldn't
once,
he have
but it
that?
was a 80% chance of success force field. That just no fight, and then he just casually walks up to you, gives you like 2 rounds of shooting. Slice with the husk blade, slices off your head.
Yeah, I want to emphasize he walked up to Yanis. I had 2 bolt pistols, and I unloaded both clips into him, just being absorbed by his shadow field as he casually walks up and cuts my fucking head off. It was brutal.
But I was being fair, and I rolled those in public. If they had failed, it would have done serious damage to him, because he is still
He's still dainty little elf, yeah.
a small toughness elf.
Yeah. He's got a really good shield, but if it
And
fails...
bolt guns are like strength 4 to toughness 3. Was my reasoning of like, I'm going to let it play out. She might damage
get
him.
Yeah.
If she does kill him, he's going to come back to life, because whatever.
He'll be back.
And he'll be like, you have balls. I like balls.
And then we introduced the fat cow.
The fat cow?
Yeah, so you guys become pets. Baelith Alazar takes you on as like, these are my pets. I feed them. Nobody is allowed to harm them. They're my puppies. And
He kept calling us puppies. It was so condescending.
You guys worked for him. Did some like races. I think Janklord won like a race and got respect and got like a
On the Hellion glider.
Yeah,
he did a green goblin.
Yeah, he had a goblin glider now. Collis went to go talk to homunculi, who were instructed, like, don't torture them. They're mine.
Give him as many extra decks as he wants.
And this is when Ashi got his penis to be detachable, but he never mentioned it being retachable.
Yeah.
So his penis just detached, and then Collis Ursus learned how to attach that penis to him, thus gaining 2 penises.
And he had
That's right.
I believe he had his penis
It all comes
modified
together.
to be like
poetry, it rhymes.
a acid spewing like weapon from the homunculi, and they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he got like 2 mechadendrite arms that were just flesh, because also
Those are
the
called
homunculus
arms.
like, yeah, we just have these lying around, which is
When he asked for the acid penis, they turned around and wrote down surgery A1 on the form. They do that one all the time, 5 times a night.
Regular strength acid or extra strength?
And do you want to cum the acid or
pee it.
It's a pretty important distinction.
In the Homunculus Coven's Codex, in 8th edition, I think in others, because at this point they just kind of copy and paste things.
Yeah.
It does describe the hierarchy. Racks are like their lowest guys, who are more or less experiments, but if they prove themselves to the homunculus, he'll open his wardrobe. I think they describe it as a wardrobe or armory that are all just arms with the weapons grafted on. They're like, make your choice. And they'll take it, and just either take their arm off and put it on, or just add it as an extra arm. Now you have a 6 sniper rifle arm.
I was hoping more for like a sniper rifle I could like hold on to. Yeah, you'll never let it go.
You know how they have pamphlets in doctors' offices about like, don't do drugs, kids? The pamphlet at the Homunculus Coven is like talking all about the dicks, like the different dicks you can get, and like
know your penis.
Yeah, and like this is like what are the
know
advantages?
your weaponized sexual genitalia.
I went to like a hair. It'd be like a haircut place. They might have like a book to show you the haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all the modifications, and it was fun playing this.
They put the big hair dryer helmet thing, but it goes right on.
Because the players. Because the players had the Archons like, hey, don't fuck with these guys thing because they're my pets, and everyone was already hyped up on arena juice and we're fine, at least for the next couple days. It was fun treating it like very straight because this is just their normal life.
Yeah.
And we had, as part of them, Baelithalazar had one of the most annoying Kabbalites that I think was technically Trueborn.
Yeah.
But was like shamed and no one liked her. But they kept her around out of obligation and kind of joke or whatever.
We trained her wrong as a joke.
Tony's next character, if you want to introduce...
Tawny Poisontail, which was basically a Drukhari Trueborn of a rival Archon who Baelithalazar just murdered and was like, I'm taking your daughter as a pet. Like, this is funny to me. This is, you live in constant shame, perpetual like loserness, or we're just going to keep giving you swirlies and making you feel like a fat cow because you are a fat cow. And I like to imagine she's no less lithe than every other Dark Eldar, but they constantly call her a fat cow.
Like 1 ounce heavier. Fat.
It's written on all their medical charts. All like just fat.
What's the 30 rock? And now your weight is in the medical range that we call the disgusting range.
Yes. Goddamn. Disgusting.
And
range.
she was it was Otani Shortblade. No, what was her name? God. Basically, I liked big guns, and I used like ranged weapons, and I was terrified of close combat.
Yeah, I think you had a splinter cannon for it because Rogue Trader has a whole supplement just for Dark Eldar.
It was sick. That's why I was like, I want to play one of these. Yeah.
It is Rogue Trader. If you have the attention span to actually read through all the rules and make the system and make the thing, I think is one of the most fun RPGs to do as a sandbox.
Yeah, her name was Otani Shortblade because it's supposed to be a pun on the fact that I don't do close combat. I only have big gun.
But the players worked for the Archon for a while to keep it rolling. Eventually, there was a final. You guys started. It started getting a little iffy because it's like we're raiding Imperial world. These are Imperial worlds that still technically belong to Ashi Squashy. That he's now having to help kidnap the populations of to.
It's kind of a bummer.
Didn't we just come up and be like, it's cool, guys, you can trust us? And then, like, a raid happened immediately afterwards? Yeah.
And it happened, I think he did that a couple times. And then the final one, Baelithalazar got bored of you guys, to be frank. And he was just going to push you all off the ship one by one for fun.
It does sound fun.
And on his flagship, he was just taking you around, kind of gloating. I'm so much better than you. Isn't this great? I'm torturing your people, and you betrayed them. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then
you wanted to live like 3 extra days. Can you believe it?
Brother Yakub, Josh's character, had like all of his helpers who he had playing Kingdom Hearts on PSP, and he loved them all. They would all talk about Kingdom Hearts together. Baelithalazar kept them all alive, and was just like looking at the party as he just like kept pushing them off the ship. Like it was just, and he kept doing it, and he was having a great time until you guys finally broke and decided to fight against him, and it went bad for him. You guys, well, some of you actually did get pushed off the ship from his Incubi Elite Guard, and then eventually broke the ship, and it started crashing, all of you free falling, and it was Yankala with his Goblin Glider that managed to save everyone just good enough that nobody fully died. I think a lot of people took critical wounds from fall damage. And then Tawny Shortblade just joined the crew. because she had nowhere else to go, and definitely when Baelith Elazar is regenerated, was going to come and hunt you guys down.
Nat, as a tradition.
Yeah. We all escaped with only major injuries. Major injuries for everyone.
You got the Pish back, got it repaired after a couple years time skip, and then some more stuff. The Tau fleet joined, and then that's when I kind of got.
It fizzled out. I know at one point I was studying to become a craft with Eldari. I was like, I want to become a monk because it's better than getting my soul eaten by Sinesh. And then a demon showed up and cut my character in half.
Yeah, you died.
Yeah, I got like one of those big like Sineshi demons with the crab claws. I got pinched in half by a crab claw.
That's how the Ashi Squashy, our second foray into Rogue Trader, it went much better than the first one, rules understanding wise, but also way worse because
Chaos.
well, I mean, I wanted to quit halfway through, only to be re-intrigued by like, this is cool. Some cool events happen. I want to keep this going. And then we did Warhammer Fantasy 4th edition. That was very fun until also.
I don't think I played that.
I don't think you were.
You
there.
did. You were when you
No
joined.
way.
You were the poop poker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You did that for a bit before I was like, I should have made a conclusion, which is another DMing lesson. When you make a campaign, write the ending first. How do you want this to end? And then go backwards. Do not make a premise and keep it going forever. You'll be disappointed by the ending, it's going to peter out, and you'll kind of feel bad about it.
I remember my favorite part of the Warhammer RPG that we played because I wanted to play a sorceress. I wanted to play a Dark Elf sorceress because I was really into that at the time, and there are no rules for Dark Elves. So instead, we just did the rules for High Elf, and my character was just a Dark Elf that was masquerading as a High Elf. Like, no, it's cool, guys. I'm cool. Yes, Assyrian. Yes,
I'm just very tan.
Yeah, I'm just very tan and have raven black hair. Don't worry about it.
I just smoke.
Yeah, I smoke a lot. Yeah,
Well-
and that's why I talk like the evil
Well,
Red Vivian.
The Druki look basically the exact same as High Elves, right?
Yeah, they're damn near the same. I mean, the Druki typically are a little more pale because they come from the land of the sun,
Like,
but that's about it.
They're basically just High Elves who are openly racist.
And then the Nagarothi bloodline
they're-
gives you darker hair typically, and then a lot of them have violet eyes.
Where I'm from, it is in Elflands. It is normal to steeple your fingers and rub your hands together avariciously when you think no one is looking.
High Elves are like
Sign of
the
great respect to laugh nefariously.
High Elves are like the liberal white racist, where they just like think less of everyone and they need constant help and are very patronizing.
Yeah, the aging
Dark
hippie
Elves
liberal
are
douche.
the deep south white.
The 4chan racists.
No, they're the northern Idaho racist.
Oh.
They're that kind
That's a
of
very
racist.
niche brand of racist.
The actual neo-Nazi racist.
But I was playing a sorceress, and I was doing so it was like the wizard class or whatever, and I was specifically versed in shadow magic. That was the thing I was doing. And one of the first times I try to cast a spell to do something meaningful, I'm like trying to like veil myself in shadows to like hide, and I roll a miscast, and I shit myself. That's literally what the actual penalty of casting was I actually shit myself, and I'm like, wow, this is the most
And
unladylike.
everyone was below you, and you shit all
Yeah,
over
I
them.
just spackled all over the party, and that's like, oh, what's Warhammer, baby?
Warhammer, baby!
And then we at one point we learned that I was doing the magic rules wrong because I kept channeling, to basically like pad my numbers, and I was doing one of the checks wrong or something, and it's supposed to be much more catastrophic to channel. And this is after we had finished our first like big major event thingy, and we had just done like our downtime. What is it called when we do the between mission?
endeavors, I believe.
Yeah, we had just finished doing our endeavors. I went back to like my coven of sorceresses and got new orders or whatever. And we go out and we're going like adventuring, and we're going to like there's like trolls across a bridge. And I'm like, okay, guys, it's time to doombolt some motherfuckers. Yeah. I mean, not literally doombolt, but
I went back to my coven of sorcerer. I went to see my mom.
Yeah, basically. And then I did the casting roll correctly this time, and I was like doing the channeling mechanic to like basically like pad my numbers, and I miscast, and the miscast was I took like 2d10 wounds and bled out of all of my orifices and was instantly downed. And so we had to stop traveling to basically like cart my ass into a tent so I could recover from bleeding
mop you up.
from all of my orifices.
And you say I played this?
When that happened, you had just
briefly.
joined
Basically,
the campaign.
Shortly after, I was like, I'm kind of burnt out from this. We should have ended at the last arc and then taken a break. This is where I kind of learned the value of have an end point and take breaks. Mini campaigns that can be all part of one campaign, but have clear stopping points. I would say every 6 to 8 sessions.
Yeah, it's
you should
meta.
have like an ending of an arc that if you were to stop there, everyone would feel somewhat satisfied.
Yeah, he gave me the option to like do a pact with a demon to like surpass my mistress, and I was like, ultimate power, but no.
And then after I learned that lesson, I ran a non-stop like 2-year D&D campaign where I did not do that.
Akarthia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carthia, yeah.
I thought you had the end of that completely written.
I did.
Every single moment of it.
That means he
I did start with the end of that, but I meandered for so long with all the other stuff that
We spent 9 months wandering through the woods.
I
Yes.
enjoyed
The Hex Crawl.
Akarthia. I loved it.
I was thinking it would be maybe a few months. You'd go through the thing. It would eat like Copperton would be 2 sessions, not
There's no such
almost
place
a
as
year.
that. That's not a place.
Yep, I X'd that right off the map,
Yeah,
actually.
I don't recall that being a place.
Yeah.
Yeah. The land formerly known as Copperton.
We gotta get the
Never
fuck
been
out.
there, never heard of it, it didn't exist.
We certainly didn't invite everyone there and then run away whilst they feasted.
Because it was like a year before you guys even got to Akarthia, and that was supposed to be like where most of it takes place.
Yeah.
And we just didn't get to that point because honestly, it was just really fun. I was having fun just rolling on tables and being like, yeah, this happens.
I felt like old anime is the only place that this actually exists. It's no longer really a thing where you get filler episodes anymore, where it's like, you know, they do like, they go to the festival today, or it's the beach episode, or it's the hot springs episode. There's one of those every friggin' season in like pre-2005 anime.
So in the original Guild Wars, there's an achievement for getting max level in the starting zone.
Yeah.
And just like padding, like basically fighting mobs you're not supposed to fight and just getting XP off of them. And we basically did that. We basically like, in the tutorial, we just padded the tutorial for like multiple
that's what we
sessions.
did.
And because, like the Baylor, none of that was supposed to happen.
It
Like
was sick as hell.
It was sick as hell. And I lost my character before we even left the tutorial zone.
Remember when we fought the Drow and they all had multi-attack with poison arrows that are like save or lose?
Yeah,
Remember
dude.
that?
Yeah,
The
dude.
stat block for
ruled.
Drow is disgusting.
Remember when we were walking through the woods like, wow, we're really tired, I hope nothing jumps out at us. And then a beholder is like, you guys stand right there, I'm gonna eat you. And we're like, fuck, man! That was great. And the other time when we were walking through the woods, slightly injured, being like, I hope nothing jumps out at us. And then a red dragon is like, you guys stand right there, I'm just gonna eat you.
He came on the balls.
Yeah.
He came right at the balls.
I loved it.
We had too many party members to fit in one tiny hut, so our camp every night was the 2 balls.
Yeah, 2 Lehman's tiny huts.
They look completely normal from above. They don't remind you of anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Certainly nothing
Yeah,
testicular.
good times.
So
After Akarthia, that's when we started doing the...
Imperium Maledictum,
yeah.
where
That's been a lot of fun. I like that a lot.
This is where I finally have learned and actually applied the lessons I have learned of here's these little campaigns, kind of distinct. You can keep running your characters between them if you want. Nobody has, because everyone's just having fun making dorky
Randomized
weirdos.
Well, like the idea behind this, as it was pitched to me, was who cares if these people die?
Yeah.
Agreed.
There's going to be a 4-session thing, and if they die, they die. That's all good. So we made that like we're not as like we got to be more silly with it instead of like, oh, I'm going to tell my story.
Yeah.
I'm a lizard. I'm a big green lizard, and I talk like a southern lawyer. Done. Okay, we're doing it.
There's also the hidden reward of if you tell Brody, no, you can do whatever with that character. He's going to do something, and it's going to be great when you find the character again.
No, and that's like working at cross purposes. When I was to dovetail back into what I was saying last episode. God, we've been talking for so long.
Yeah. It's a scorcher in here.
Obviously, like, my shitty agent that I'm playing as, my lizard man, doesn't know who Davros Davenport is and doesn't care. It doesn't care that we did all that work to, like, make our profit factor and fix the local system. None of that matters. He doesn't care about any of that. So, like, in one of the games, we're tromping through all of... like, this is the bed. This is Davros' bedroom. There's this fucking skeleton in the bed. He's fucking dead. He's dead.
He died a mummy death.
And all our characters are, like, rifling through the stuff like, neat, I don't give a shit.
No respect.
Just desecrating the body.
Yeah, don't care.
We also got to meet Libra. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where, like,
No character
it was
notes.
very nice that I kept some notes, even though I'm very bad at, like, keeping... Basically every session I'll be like, I'll keep my notes this way. And then I forget how I did it and do it a different way the next session. So, but I still had them, combed through them, and because I had all that, it was very fun to turn now it's the Davrix sector, because I had forgotten it again and thought X is a cooler letter than N. Then
Davros, Davril, Davrin, Davrix.
And
It changes
also,
as history blends it.
So I made a formal timeline. Had to change a few things up, and it ended up as ancient times. The Squashy dynasty, with their warrant of trade, written by the emperor himself, ventured out into the eastern fringe, took this sector, colonized it with the help of the. It's the Night Lords, the Batman ones. The
Yeah,
turn trader,
yeah.
Conrad Kurz. With the help of the Night Lords, took over the system, and then subsequently forgot about it to do more interesting things.
Their legends live on.
But they hold the deed to the sector, and eventually, 10,000 years later, remembered it and gave it to the Davenports to settle a debt. That then Davros went there, claimed it, cleaned up the thing, made it great. Something happens, and the entire Davenport line is scoured from Imperial records. They are hunted down across the galaxy and exterminated by the Inquisition. Then Orc Peace happens, and this device gets into the wrong hands. Then that is tabled for a bit. The Squashy dynasty, with their dynasty in shambles after Bashi Squashy lost everything to series of bad decisions. Ashi Squashy, they have one territory left that they technically now own of the Davrin sector or Davric sector, that they then go and take. And ever since, they still are in control of it. I said it as, they're successful enough, and
nobody else cares enough to take it over.
Yeah, but because they allied with Tau, because they're doing several heretical, word gets out. They've been colluding with Xenos in some bad ways of killing humans. That's when it crosses the line, and the Inquisition justifiably can go kill them. However, the ones assigned to it are the remnants of the Von Holt inquisitorial forces, with Von Holt missing. They go out to engage with it, then mysteriously, in some way, the sector falls into the Great Rift. Great Rift was already there, it was just south of it, but it falls into it and gets stuck in like a time bubble thing, and then Port Vivicacius reappears from time travel, creates a protective bubble around the system, and pulls it just slightly northward out of the Great Rift. And now it's a sector teetering on the edge of collapse at all times. If anything happens to this port, the slightest rock is moved, it could be devastating and lead to untold trillions of lives being lost, who are already on borrowed time. So the first one is the players go inside of the Port Vivicacius and blow it up.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so good.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
immediately,
We're shifting paradigm.
We don't know. We don't care.
Immediately, demonic forces invade and lead into the next little campaign. But Port Vivicacius was a fun one because it was fun to have the things come back, because at this point I have all of this like rich stuff people have done, and most people are going to think I've just forgotten about it. But no, I have these names written down, and every now and then when I'm clicking through things, I see a name and think, oh yeah, and then
Well, that
forget.
might as well pop up.
And so I had in the port, it was fun to put Libran Castle, who stayed around in the library because he thought it was funny as a pun on his name, calling himself the librarian, even though there was nobody else on the port.
Nobody pays him much mind.
And nobody would laugh at his jokes.
They didn't before.
But in the intermittent, I was kind of thinking, how can I do wish fulfillment for the characters? Libran Castle, because he was a gnoll. He got a hold of a death cult, one of their masks that let them shoot void blank energy to kill people on his head. He got a hold of one of those.
The Coluxus.
Yeah.
Now he's running around like a Raiden type from Metal Gear Solid with a magical space sword and an awesome blank firing helmet.
And then we have they find upon this space hulk, because Port Vivicacius is a space hulk that has these pyramids being built or have been built atop of them, but the underlying structure is like just like millennia of space of craft getting crushed together. One of the ships that the players end up on was now dirtied white marbled ship with the name they eventually find. I don't know if you guys find it, but you figure it out once you get towards the end.
Yeah, we figured it out. We didn't see the name. I imagine if this was a movie, we would have walked by, and then like that's when like the rubble would have fallen.
Yeah,
and
it was hinted at,
dun,
and you
dun.
find like the remains of the old crew, like the servants being all ratlings. You get to the bedroom, and there's this handsome, genetically enhanced Billy Harrington who
is half space marine or something.
Yeah, some genetic stuff. There's an explanation, but I don't want to say it yet. Who's there, has been there for a while, who is playing Duck Hunt on the thing, and if he stops playing Duck Hunt, the warp drive explodes.
Yeah. So obviously we made him stop playing Duck Hunt.
Yeah, and this was after you guys went to said warp drive, started a fight there with the tech priest because you wanted to steal him for a Necron who thought it was cute.
We were going to trade him. Yeah.
Which happens because Mario, do you want to explain?
With your boy Kugel?
Kugel can dive was a blank, but I thought it'd be really funny to make a blank who put all his stats into trying to be, amicable and be able to talk to people. And so I just bumped he was shit at combat, but I bumped all his fellowship and stuff like that. And then, so Kugel is just a bastard. He says anything he needs to. He'll tell you exactly what you want to hear. He'll make a deal on the spot and then betray you and then make another deal.
That's also like that's the spirit in which I think we're all playing Imperium Maledictum. It's like, oh, the Necron wants me to kidnap that guy? Sure.
Well, see, the thing is
that guy's a dick anyway.
Encountered the Necron and then did his usual wheel and deal and all that. And he's like, okay, cool. Want to make sure. And then he just did a Necron, like injected him with, some scarab shit or something. And so it's like, oh shit. And then Kugel's now like, well, now I have to do what he says, otherwise I guess I die.
Yeah.
And so then
easy choice.
So then he spends the rest of the time like trying to tie the Necron's goals and then convincing the rest of the party to do it while we're doing the other thing.
Yeah, and I don't believe it's canon anymore, but I do like it of the blanks and nulls being like an interference with the Necrons putting that gene into the human population so they can turn them into pariahs. Yeah, I think it's technically not canon, but I liked it enough that even if it's maybe they didn't do that, maybe
they did it a couple times.
They can just I'd imagine they can still maybe take nulls and turn them into pariahs for fun.
Yeah. It's well within their abilities. That doesn't mean that's what happened.
Because the way he specifically lured them was he knows they like money, and so made a box of money out of like Necron, just nanite, whatever.
It meant nothing to him.
Yeah. Fucking bullshit fairy gold.
Yeah.
Turns to dust in the morning.
And he knelt down, held it out like a cat, go.
Yeah, he did the thing from Spirited Away before that guy ate the frog.
And it was you guys like running across because there were like a bunch of Necron that were inanimate, and they started moving. It's like, oh, we gotta run before they kill us. And you just see this guy as you're passing the corner, like trying to do this.
So we reactivate all the Necrons, and we blow up the ship and all the remnants that all our old characters ever existed.
Two of you died in the explosion and used your fate points, and you reconstituted in the library with Libran Castle, and that's how you meet that guy who's just like, oh, hey, guys.
Yeah. That was another thing. Previously I mentioned that how much I like the fate point system. I love the fact that if your character dies, you can, like, look at the DM and be like, but maybe we make this whole thing go away. I just don't have as many fate points anymore.
Yeah.
You can permanently burn a fate point to basically, like, cheat death.
And I still have no dead characters, and depending on whether or not Brody's going to let me, if the one character that I have that has a Disney death can't burn that fate point, then I guess he died.
Who can say?
Who can say?
The Necrons stabilize the warp thing, the explosion, just enough for a bit, and you guys finish up. Talk with Billy Harrington, stop the duck hunt, So, Ashi Squad, we rolled completely random for the patron.
Yes.
We got Rogue Trader Dynasty. There are two I wrote out like 20 different factions. It's like, this is what's going on in the sector, and I was writing it out. There's the Ashi Squashy Dynasty and the Dinocrates Dynasty. Dinocrates was one of the encounters in the Ashi Squashy campaign of like the rival, more cool and put together Rogue Trader crew.
Eastside High!
The one not run by Matt.
Yeah.
Shelbyville,
yeah.
We rolled, and you got Ashi Squashy. So
Yep.
we got to do all this stuff, and it was revealed during this, Tawny was alive. They
Hooray!
made some more dark pacts with the Dark Eldar.
People get cut in half all the time. It's 40k, baby.
Not explained in detail. Maybe they sold another world to make amends. They were gonna come to blows eventually, anyways. And Tawny was reconstituted.
And now is the Arch Militant.
Yes, Arch Militant and torturer for Molestrios when he needs to keep people in line. And your payment was just you get to torture people.
I get to do cool elf like ninja blade stuff, and I get to torture people. It's a great gig. You do what you love. You never work a day.
What kind of like sci-fi space governor are you if you don't have like a bodysuit elf with swords hanging around that pokes people? Like,
You know what I mean, though?
That's like you're nothing.
Yeah, it's rookie shit.
What kind of small town bullshit is this?
She immediately knifed me in the ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
And then it was just,
That's what we pay her for.
and then he immediately just went into Google mode and was just like, all right, hold on now.
So because we're working for Achi Squashy, obviously our go-between has been Molestrios.
Yeah.
And Brody has been like playing Molestrios as like put upon. I really like that. Like he doesn't really give a shit about you, and he's just like, here, do this job, and then he goes back to playing World of Warcraft. Because that's what I was doing at the time. That's what was going on at the time. We were throwing rocks at cars.
The first one basically ends with us getting arrested, right?
So yeah, I rolled randomly for Ashi Squashy, and one of them was like secret enemies flaw or something, and it was with the Tithe Perfectus, which was so perfect. It is Ashi Squashy, and his greatest enemy is the Taxman.
Yeah.
And the Tithe Perfectus was on the port, looking for like Ashi Squashy's ship because they got a signal that it was around here. They've been trying to find Pish because he owes a lot of taxes. This time since the sector's fallen into the warp, they don't get to stop paying taxes. Then you owe back taxes.
You didn't fill out the warp exception form.
Yeah.
Form 25B.
And that's when Kugel, again, makes a deal with them. If you remember, the deal was like...
He betrays us because everyone else got I got sold because of you.
Like, okay, she's like, do you remember what you said? It's like, no, honestly, no, because at every single, like, encounter, it was immediately just like, now, hold on now. And then they would just immediately try to make a deal, and then as soon as we met someone else, well, I'm going to betray those people we were just talking to, and now I'm going to make a deal with you, and then I'm probably going to betray you guys.
Of course I don't remember what the deals are.
Kugel's,
I made it up as I went along.
I think Kugel stole the show for the first one. It just betrayed the Mechanicus guy, who was there to stabilize the warp engines so that the port doesn't fall into the warp. And immediately is like, oh, this other guy wants me to make him a pet? Yeah, let's go beat him up. And start combat.
No, you don't
Our
understand!
final boss fight was the guy trying to fix everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start the fight while he's in the middle of it and can't stop.
Yeah.
That was when Robert's character got a critical wound, rolled at the highest, and was just utterly destroyed.
Yeah. Meat salsa.
Well, because then it's like the warp rifts were opening and a bunch of demons came in, and then Google just walked through all of them.
Yep. Blank powers activate.
Which was busted.
So needless to say, the port blew up. Everything got much worse.
We actually left that thinking
Well,
that we had very successfully completed the mission.
Before the port explodes, the Necrons go and stabilize it. They walk there and it looks as if the hallway was just gone because they have special magic Necron powers.
It just made it go away.
You guys interact. You guys meet the Tithe Perfectus kill team that wants to find
The tax gatherers kill
Kugel
team.
makes a deal with them and is like, "All right, let me live, and I'll let you know next time I'm on the pish, and you can find him and do whatever you want. Just let me live, me specifically. You can take the rest afterwards as
I think he's a
collateral."
bastard.
I think that's what you
Okay.
said. You can take the rest as collateral.
Yeah.
The thing
And
you get-
evidently the phone call that came back said, yeah, I'll just sell those guys to you. And then we got mailed to different people. We got, nailed into crates and shit.
Yeah, so then you go to the Billy Harrington room, which was the old captain's quarters of Davros Davenport.
Yeah.
You find the Billy Harrington playing Duck Hunt, and also the thing that wasn't there before, which is their new method of
Warp
navigation, is a giant flesh face screaming in agony built into the floor that the Duck Hunt is
It's a cleaner burning fuel.
the Duck Hunt Billy Harrington is keeping stabilized because some tech priest managed to simplify the feeding commands into Duck Hunt to keep him entertained.
Well, it's also because the Billy Marine was he was a simple boy.
Yeah. But he was able to play Duck Hunt, and he was pretty damn good at it.
Check out those abs.
And then you guys told him, "Hey, those guys are gonna do some shit. Go kill them."
They
And
wanna
he
break
gets
into that
up
room you
and
told us we can't
breaks
go
their
into.
spines.
Yeah, because Google immediately runs into him while he's playing Duck Hunt. He was just like, "Hey, man!" Basically, it's like they were telling me because he's waiting for his dad to come back, the Marine.
Yeah.
Which was Davros.
Yeah,
And
that's
Davros'
creepy.
dad.
That's very normal.
So he's
stuff.
just sad boy waiting
That's not
forever
creepy at all.
playing Duck Hunt, and then I was them out there. They said your dad's never coming back. They said they killed him, and they what?
The bastards! And then, by the way, importantly, the crux of this campaign is that we were sent to retrieve a safe that we knew to be in the room that this big, muscular space marine Billy Harrington told us he wouldn't let us into. So we trick him into going out to kill those guys, and then we're like, so break into that room, right? While he's distracted? Immediately.
Yeah, all of you fight the Tithe Prefectus, betray them, slaughter them to the last.
Yeah.
Then you say, "All right, you got any snacks?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, there's some kitchen." And I think it was Tony's character at the time walks with him and just talks with him, talking about snacks. And the rest of you go into the room and find the desiccated skeleton.
He died like a weird hoarder death.
Yeah, it's just in Robert's actual physical room. When I drew this out initially, I drew it as this is the room Billy Harrington was in playing Duck Hunt, and then out there was where the big thing is. But then I shifted it a bit so it kind of worked better as an arena, and gave this a second entrance.
Yeah.
So it was Robert's yellow room.
the room we're in right
Billy,
now.
and then-
Rob's House Studios.
and then just on the other side of that wall, there's Robert's room, Davros's room, where he died
he died desiccated on the bed somehow.
in the bed,
in
hooked
some
up
way.
with a bunch of tubes in it, similar
Yeah.
to the Golden Throne,
Yeah.
with an Archaeotech blanket of cooling.
Of course.
The gotcha throne.
And you guys find the safe with the stuff,
It's a gotcha.
and you find a
Gotcha.
The gotcha
card
throne.
that has another Archaeo metal thing with coordinates to a planet. You bring those back to the ship. However, the safe is unlocked. You were told not to open it.
Of course I opened the safe.
What? Yeah. What happens?
Immediately.
And so they were like, should we open
Okay,
it? And
so,
Google's
like,
just like, of course we should.
What I guess I know that Rob knows and none of my characters know is presumably whatever kind of secret Brody has been alluding to that's been going on in the background here is like what was in there was like a Medusa singular, yeah, like a baby one, just the brain, not attached one. Presumably, whatever brain memories are on that thing are one of the keys to whatever secret word that's going on here, whatever the thing behind the thing is here. And we don't know that, though. We just know that a pink thing blasted out of the safe and grabbed onto my head, and now I'm a giant brain monster.
Yeah.
So it's like after he was egging him on, then he opens it, and Google's like, I tried to tell him not to do it. Like,
Just played another game, and I was going to make a new guy, and Brody convinced me to just, no, it's fine, you're that guy now. You're a psyker now.
Yeah,
it's fine.
For the rest of the camp. Because you guys, the safe had like a...
It was an anti-psyker safe.
Yeah.
So we just left it on his head.
Put it on his head, and he was able to live just long enough to like... It's fine.
Yeah. He was able to make it all the way to the end of the campaign, and then who cares?
Yeah, but yeah, so Medusa or Medusae in the Dark Eldar, they are like emotion recorders. So you put them on a guy, and when you do like particularly cool raids, it like records all of the feelings of everyone around, and stores that as little brain fruit on the brain that grows like tiny brains on it. And the Archon can just pluck those off and eat them.
Yes.
And get rejuvenated by re-feeling all of the torture he did.
I was going to say, it's like the friggin' the high class Drukari just pop these things like grapes. Yeah.
Yeah. And that one had a whole lot of those like brain fruits on it.
And presumably some of those are, I assume those are some kind of hidden information that our characters don't know about and won't know about.
Yeah.
So,
because they're all losers.
Yeah,
due to what we learned in the next campaign that actually is related to the Medusae, I presume that some of the information available via that like emotional like data is part of like the space travel that they figured out that made the evil room that had to play duck hunt to keep from destroying everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Powering through.
Yes.
I'll describe the players get to the end, you open the safe.
Yeah.
That Malestro specifically said not to do that. He was extremely pissed. Kugel was put into the lower decks because he was still kind of a valuable asset being a blank, and he knew better than to like throw that in the trash. Everyone else,
Yep.
Kevin's character,
Spare buddy parts.
spare buddy parts. You and Mecha Macros, Michael's character, were just like, I'm done. They put you in a crate and they ship you back to Sender, who wasn't the original guy. I was like, let's give him, I'm tired of these guys. Put you in a crate.
I'm declaring you a loss on my taxes. Goodbye.
Robert's character sent off into just vaults. They keep him around because he's valuable, and so everyone just had a terrible fate because even though you kind of did it,
40k baby,
you fucked up enough.
That's Imperium Maledictum. That's the same thing as how Dark Heresy is supposed to go, where you die.
We've talked about it a lot. With the one after that is the
heist
of Hive Keeson, where you guys are actually trying to steal the Medusa boy, who is an integral part, and you are hired by Collis Ursus, the former Ewan character, who is mad because I did an AI-generated image to asking, like, is Google Gemini or ChatGPT or something, turn Ewan's poorly drawn thing, just make this realistic, I want to know, like, what it would think it was. And it thought that drawing, Collis Ursus with 2 dicks, a skull, and guns, was a little girl. I thought it was just a little girl in red robes. I was like, okay, this is why Collis is mad. Something happened in the past that turned him into a little girl, and he wants revenge on the Squashy dynasty. He wants to steal that Medusa because this sector is hard to navigate to. You have to go through the Maw of Yakub, which I drew as 2 hands holding open a giant hole in the wall.
A ring on one finger.
Yes. And navigating through this sector now, since the demonic incursion, because you guys blew up a chunk of the port, which destabilized the entire sector, You need to use this Medusa now to like help navigate with a navigator to go through the tides. That was stolen by Collis. Hive Keeson is named after Arcadius Keeson, who was a war hero during that demonic incursion war, had the Spire of Keeson, which was just taller than the Hive City and blacker than the Hive City.
To his exact specifications.
We did the heist thing. Kevin's
When are you
mentioned
getting Josh on the podcast?
Kevin's mentioned the
we
heist
do.
mechanics a lot, and just the speed through, power through it. The first thing, airport went well, but you guys stole the wrong guy. You just took someone who was really ugly.
We took who we assumed to be the package. It was a decoy.
They put a similar box over a
Then
random
you
guy.
went
Yeah.
to, and that is when you guys were introduced to your own characters from the previous mission.
Yeah.
There was Kugel. Kugel was wheeling and dealing.
He had
but
more
knew,
layers on his hat.
He knew all along that, yeah, this is going to fail because that's not the real one. He was not perturbed by it at
Yeah.
all.
He didn't
Then
give a
you get
fuck.
to the second one, or the second part of the heist, where you're like, all right, the package is going to be here. We're going to steal it this time. And there's Kugel again.
Yeah.
But you see something odd. He's down there talking with someone. And then he changes uniforms and walks out whistling. And then a bunch of Inquisitors start attacking the rogue trader party along with you guys. Because
Pay your taxes!
yeah, you did. Yeah, the tithe prefect was there. And you guys get the package. You steal it. However, the arch-militant of Alshi Squashy is pissed. And while you're flying away with the jet, in the jet, because your plan went off really well, Tawny shows up on a goblin glider, attacking. At that point, it was only Will and another guy, no other player, and she is dodging missiles, attaches on, and is hacking the plane to death.
So cool. Drakari are so cool.
Very cool scene. I kind of have to gloss over. But it was very fun to do. One thing, you guys were
You
having...
can watch some of our games recorded on our
You guys were
channel.
having a standoff with your former party members. You kill Austin's character just outright. He's dead.
Yeah,
We
God
didn't think he
bless.
would die like that.
When you shoot someone with a gun, they die. Oh no, when you hack them with an axe,
Yeah,
they
Truman
die.
has no
Yeah,
mercy.
Truman had no mercy.
Captain Thino had no
David
mercy.
Fan.
I won't dwell on it. I think Kevin, it's been explained because this is also, I think, my favorite can. It just ran so well and fluidly. But you beat Tawny, you beat everyone else, and you have the package.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to win. I had a contingency for it, but I was like, okay, I guess we're going into this other thing. And you guys go to the party, have a Mexican standoff of we got the package, we got the thing, we got the whatever. And it turns out you guys were working for the villain. Collis
Yes.
Ursus is pissed, and he took the Medusae, because he had also helped with the planet by making super soldiers out of people that were just hideous mutants to fight the demons. But he was pissed he didn't get the recognition he deserved, and he was now a little girl. And all of the previous characters that were still around show up. Arcadius meets with Castle again. I was
Big
really,
reunion.
really masturbatory. The elevator stuff. And
Oh, an important part of this also is during that Mexican standoff, we had pivoted the plan slightly so that we could hold on, we could double cross the double cross, and so we brought the decoy, a decoy man, to be the Medusae, so when we bargained with it, we could be trading a decoy, which was also, unbeknownst to us directly at the time, that was just spare buddy. They just did surgery on him.
yeah.
They made me look like a Medusa.
Everybody's coming back.
Everybody's coming back.
And then the psyker Arcadius had employed was able to say, no, that's a decoy, because it was Grench,
Damn him.
because he got that little guy back.
Yeah.
You guys went up the elevator. You met with the Inquisitor force, the one that was responsible for wiping out the Davenport line. Is Nera's daughter, who became an Inquisitor.
Wholesome. But she was incompetent.
Somewhat competent enough to wipe out family lines. She was just I was trying to play it as a Tony, and a Tony character would do the puffy cheeks and stomp her feet, which doesn't get her way.
Yeah, you're just got me.
Yeah.
Spot on.
We went to the top, and Collis' Ursus plan, he cloned all the Medusae and was just sending Medusae out to make Medusae zombies. He was pissed.
Fuck it, we're
he
destroying
wanted
the world.
to destroy the planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys go to the top, and you see the giant brain. I tried to draw it. Collis Ursus.
Can you guess what video game we were playing prior to this one?
Collis Ursus has a giant brain penis because it's Ewan's character.
And he would have that.
Yeah, the amalgamation of Medusae or just a penis
brainus
that he's shooting out somehow. You use your imagination. Just more Medusae into the sky, and the players manage. Honestly, it was way closer than I thought it would be because it never goes like this. After sacrificing one of the players, defeat him, and the hive is saved, and it's actually a somewhat happy ending. Everything's good.
Even I lived. Spare me.
Yeah. And then the next one is after that one.
We're still working on that.
We're still working on it. It's like Duro incident. I have a cool twist I had planned. I don't want to say it yet, but
Don't spoil it.
We're talking for 4 hours tonight. Don't worry about it. We'll tell them that one next time you come up after the campaign's over.
We'll talk about that whenever we get started on that again after Lancer.
Yeah, after speaking of 40k and how much I like this is genuinely now like my favorite RPG thing to think about when I'm like needing to think about stuff. Well, I'm going to disregard it and we're going to play Lancer and go back to the Book of Mormon.
And with that, we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the nature of this content, go and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. You can go and give me a follow on Blue Sky, and you can support us on our Patreon. And I'd like to give a special thank to our Patreon subscribers, our aspiring Magus Champion 1219, and our fellow Scryers Maticate, GaryGoblino, MidniteGrimoire, The Greater Good Boy, Kinomajaro, Grimtones, Wanrical, Barcis, Janklord Emperor, Grimothy, Brad the Gnarbarian, and of course, my mom.
Love you guys. Love hearing all those names.
Thank you for listening.
Good night, everybody.
Later.